I've got a brilliant idea of something that I want to make. I am at my family's farm, and I've got my cousin with me. He's way down over there, where we've got the shop with a welder and a bunch of other tools that we can use. And what I'm wanting to make is basically a hole puncher for getting decoy stakes into frozen ground. So we've all been there where you either use a hammer or a drill. You drill a hole in the frozen ground to put your field stake in, or you tap it with a hammer or a rubber mallet or whatever. But what I want to make is something that is a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to use, because I've had like drill bits or drill batteries die like halfway through setting up a spread. So we're going to take some old rebar and iron that we find, and we're going to basically make something to where we'll almost like kind of like a T-post concept, where you can stand on the foot pegs, hold the handle, jump on it real quick, and the rebar or piece of metal goes into the ground and leaves a hole for the field stake to go in. So we've looked around, we found some stuff that might possibly work, so we'll give it a go. So here's the materials that we've managed to find in ditches and hedgerows and old barns and stuff. So we found some pieces of rebar. Here's a big piece of metal and another little piece of metal and some angle iron. And for some reason there's a lock attached to this. I don't really know why. So general concept here is I want it to be probably, let's say about 3.5, 4 foot tall. So this piece of rebar is pretty close. We might have to cut it a little bit, but that's pretty close to what I'm thinking. We're gonna grind it to have a point on the end, and then what I want to do is have a handle at the top, so we'll make a weld here to hold on to with your hands. And then I think what else I want to do is use a piece of angle iron, because there's a little bit more surface area on the angle iron to weld to the rebar. So we'll cut that to size, probably, I don't know, 8 inches, 10 inches or so. So we'll have the pointed end with something to put our feet on, and then we'll have a handle and just a basic shaft. So it's just a couple quick welds and sharpening up a point on a grinder. So I don't know. Got any other ideas?
No.
We'll roll with that and see what we think. And on number 2, we might make some adjustments and find a different way of doing it. But that seems pretty straightforward. What do you think? Cut it down.
Yeah.
To maybe here. Probably, yeah, about right here. So cut like 8, 10 inches off of that. It's a start. Yeah, that looks like a good height. Okay. Cool. That is, we don't have a tape measure around here, so we're just kind of eyeballing it, but we're gonna cut this piece of angle iron and make the foot pegs for us to jump on. So we'll cut it there and we'll cut it there. And I think we'll also need to grind the edges off so there's no burrs and we won't get cut. So we'll give it a go. If we can get it to go in the ground probably that much, probably more wouldn't hurt. I'd say probably about like that. Because that, you don't need a lot to hold a decoy. I mean, you can get away with it being that far in the ground, so that would work. My cousin's going for an engineering degree, so he's pretty good at this kind of thinking stuff and getting things built like this, but yeah. Now we got a weld. Well, after doing some testing, this thing does hold our weight. The welds better than they're better than what I could probably do. And for the purposes of this, it's only got to hold a person for a little while. So it's not like we're trying to tow a truck with the thing. So we just got to keep the foot pedals attached. And now we got to work on the handle. So, oh, that's kind of hot. We're at, I don't know, 4 foot maybe? It's 4 foot tall. Handle, I don't know, just, are you gonna have fun putting round on round?
Oh yeah. I've never rolled a rebar before, so this is an adventure.
Well, what you could do is take the grinder and grind a little notch in it to where it'll fit a little bit more flush.
Okay.
Is that a good idea? I don't know, probably the same size handle. What was it, 10 inches? 12 inches? Yeah, well, another piece of rebar then. We'll just use the rebar and cut it to 12 inches and just weld it on there. It should work just fine. So if you're wanting to make one of these at home, I don't know how this is gonna work, but I think it's gonna work really well. This is 12 inches, this is probably like 3.5 feet or 4 foot, and then we're gonna make the handle 1 foot long on top. That looks about right. That's kind of what I was going for there. Now we just need to sharpen the point. So here is the finished product. It's not super pretty, but it does get the job done. So basically, if you guys can't keep up with what I'm trying to do with this thing, sharpen the point. We got the foot pegs, and we got a nice little handle. So it just stuck right in the ground right there. I'm happy with it. I'm looking forward to frozen ground now. That'll be pretty sweet. I think we're gonna try and paint it just because we can. So after playing with it for a little while, I think there's some stuff that I want to kind of think about in a little bit more detail when we build this next one. One of my main concerns is that the main metal shaft in the middle, when you jump on it and you like hit a rock or something hard, it does bend. And it doesn't bend a lot, it kind of flexes more than bends. So I think we might figure out a way to kind of reinforce that. But something I like about it is that it's lightweight, it's not very heavy. And so that's gonna be nice when you're carrying it around punching holes. We might try and find a better piece of metal for the main shaft, but that angle iron for the foot pegs, perfect. And then the handle, it's just a handle. There's 2 ways I can use it. One, I can just drop it in the ground, just use my hands, and then if it's really, really, really frozen, I can hop on it. So, looks good. Let's see if we can build another one. For the second one, we found an old hay hook. A really, really, really long one. And we just cut the hook end off of it, and it's a little bit beefier than that rebar. I don't know how much flex it's gonna have, but I don't know, it's kind of nice. And it's also got a handle on the end of it already. So we don't have to make a handle for it, so that's less work on us. And I don't know, try it out and see what we think. I don't know, pretty much the same concept, 12-inch foot rest, and then we've already got a handle already made, so we'll just put a pointed end on it, and we'll see how we like it compared to the other one. See if it's got as much flex as that other one does. Ow! Forget to put your mask on?
No, burn through my jeans.
Holy crap!
What?
This is a leg band, bro. It's a
Why
band.
it's here? What's it off of? What do you think it's off?
Some bird. Oh my gosh! Okay, quick turn of events. I just found a leg of a bird and it's got a leg band on it. Holy smokes! I wonder what this is off of. Maybe a pigeon? Or
Dove maybe? I don't know.
beats me. Maybe off of a dove? Wow. Holy crap. A leg band. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's crazy. It's not as special as shooting like a duck band and like picking it up, but I just looked down at the table on the shop and this was sitting there. I'm like, what? No way. What? Okay. We're going to have to get online and check this out. Number 2 is done, and the middle part is a lot sturdier than the last one. So it's kind of neat that it's got handle on it from when it was a hay hook, and now it's a decoy stake hole punch. I don't know if there's a specific name, but if you guys have a name for this tool, let me know. I think decoy stake hole punch is a decent name, but we'll try it out here. I'll set you guys down. We'll take a look at these. Well, we got frozen ground. We need to set some digs. Boom, boom. Right there, you got a nice little hole to stick your decoy stake through. So that's pretty neat. This is really rocky over here. Even then, you can just throw it down, get a little hole started, because it's usually like the first 1, 2, 3 inches that are really frozen. After you get through that first layer, it just goes straight through unless you hit rocks, and that's usually not the case when you're in a field hunting. Might as well paint it, make it look nice. Okay, so I just took this band and put it in the USGS website, and this is a Mourning Dove band. I know that on the conservation property pretty close by they do band doves, and that's where this dove was banded. And it was banded on July 23rd of 2013, and it was hatched in 2012 or earlier. So that's pretty cool. This is my first dove band. I don't know who picked it up, but it was just sitting on this table or on the shop bench. I just looked down and there's a literal leg with a leg band on it just sitting here. No bird attached or anything. Just the foot of a bird with a little tiny piece of metal on it. So pretty unique find. You hear about people picking up like dead geese that are like road killed and they got leg bands on it, and this is just, I don't know how this got into the shop, but it did. That is just super interesting, and I might go dove hunting up here this fall now that I think about it. It's kind of one of those things I've tossed around, and there's usually fairly good dove hunting around here, so I might try and make my way up here to go dove hunt on the farm. But little leg band, how about that? Weird, very weird situation. But the hole punchers both look great. I think the second one we made is definitely better than the first one. It just feels more solid. The one made out of rebar, it's got a lot of bend in it, but the one made with the hay hook, it's just freaking solid. And I think I do like the handle on the rebar one a little bit better, but you know, it's a trade-off, whatever. They're both going to do a great job of getting holes in the ground to put decoys in. If you guys have made anything like this in the past, be sure to tell me in the comments below. And if you guys have any suggestions for making one, and just leave it in the comments if you guys saw us doing something wrong. Braden is not a professional welder. It works. It's going to get the job done, and I'm looking forward to trying it out this season. So that's about all I've got for you guys today. This video was good, and then it just turned into just an odd encounter with a leg band. But, you know, you never know what's going to happen. So I picked up a leg band today. It's been a good year for me to pick up leg bands, I'll tell you what. If you guys want to help support the channel, be sure to pick up one of these hats or one of these shirts. Click the link in the description, it'll take you over there. You guys can follow me on my social media. I've got a Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. So be sure to follow me on there and stay up to date with what's going on. But that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you on the next one.